Hey everybody, I'm Cahlen Lee, and this is another episode in my natural law series, and today I'm going to be talking to you about subrogation. So subrogation is basically a situation where you have incurred a debt. Either you have harmed someone and therefore you need to provide restitution, you need to fix the problem that you have caused, or you just owe them money or something like that. You have a debt which you have an obligation to pay under natural law. Someone can come in, a third party, someone not involved, or maybe involved but had nothing to do with the harm, can come in and say, I will pay the debt, I will provide the restitution on Cahlen's behalf. Like if I was the one to harm someone, someone else can come in and say, I will solve the problem, or I will pay the debt. And then at that point, the person who was harmed, who was owed the debt, is no longer a part of the equation. But there's still a situation between me and the person who bailed me out, right? It would be dishonorable if this person was going to do that for me and then they would get nothing for it. So it is something you kind of have to agree to before it's able to take place. So if someone just pays my debt without talking to me first and doesn't make an arrangement, then I don't really owe them anything. I could just see it as a gift. But if they come and talk to me before and they say, Cahlen, I want to pay off this debt for you, but I want something in return. And that is basically what subrogation is. It's saying, I will do this for you, but I will solve this debt for you, but you will then owe me something. And that can be anything. By default, it would just be paying off. So if they paid $100,000 for me, then I would owe that person $100,000 at that point. And that would be kind of the default situation. But there's other things that you can do. You can say, well, I'll pay off this debt for you if you come and work for me, basically for 3 months, just do whatever I need you to do. So that would be another agreement where under a subrogation where you could work that out. Another form of subrogation, which you may be familiar with, actually occurred in the Bible, the New Testament of the Bible. And just to be clear, before I begin talking about this, I have been Christian, though I do not currently consider myself Christian in the way that most people would. So that just a little disclaimer. But basically the story is that we are all tainted. There's something wrong with us, and we therefore basically would not be saved or cannot live, have immoral lives. And basically some people think of it like we're destined to hell just from birth and there was nothing we can do about it. So the story of Jesus is he comes in and he was sinless. He did not cause anybody any harm. Therefore he had nothing which would make him not be immortal. So he came in and he said, okay, all these people have this problem that they basically are screwed because they're wretched and they cannot be sinless. So I'm going to come in and basically say that I am doing this, I am dying to pay off the debt for these people. I will accept the responsibility of the fact that they have not followed natural law, and I will suffer the penalty, which is death. So in that situation, there's the story, he rises again and he's in heaven and stuff like that now. But basically the offer that he made everyone was, you follow me, I will be your Lord and Master if you accept my paying off of your debt that you owe. So I actually think there is a possibility that is something which actually happened, but even in that case, my personal feelings on it are I do not understand all of what I'm agreeing to when I'm going to say that I'm going to make you my Lord and Master. And because there's no one who's coming and talking to me, the person who's actually making this arrangement with me, I'm not just going to jump into that situation. I actually feel comfortable with the idea that, okay, I do live under natural law, and if I harm someone, then I am obligated to do something about it, to solve it. And if I don't, then that is a corruption of yourself, and it's a corruption of the world, really. So moving forward, I will be, now that I understand natural law and understand that it's in place, I will take responsibility for the harms that I cause people. And then there's the question of what about all the harms that I've caused up till now. And I feel like the best that I can do about that is I can say, hey, if you feel like I've harmed you in the past, please come and let me know. And if what you're saying is reasonable, then I will do my best to provide you restitution. So that's the situation that I choose and that I feel good with on the spiritual level. But of course, you have to make your own decision about that. I mean, maybe it would be a good thing to accept that gift from Jesus. I would just say, I mean, how do you know? And I mean, you've never met this person, and they send a Holy Spirit into you, that type of stuff. So, I mean, they see it as like a special spirit, but really from the occult world, it's a spirit, and you're allowing a spirit to come in and influence you in ways which you have no control over. It could be a good thing, but how do you know that it's a good thing? Do you really want to give a spirit control over you, or are you the owner of your self and responsible for what you do? So I've chosen to be responsible, and I feel really good about it. I do encourage people to do that as well. I think that is the right path for us as individuals, and also the only way that this world will be less ugly. I think we all recognize there's a lot of ugliness, and I think there's a lot more ugliness that most people are not aware of. And the way to solve this is for us to go, oh, right. We all live under natural law. That's the only law. You can do whatever you want as long as you don't harm anyone. If you do harm someone, then you need to fix it. That's the law. That's the only law there is. And if we all lived under that law, then things would be pretty freaking great. Anyways, that's my rundown on subrogation. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.